What is up, everybody? I am Tonina. Thank you so much for spending this precious time with us this evening. I will be joined later on by my dear friend and saxophone player, David Gomez. But first, I'm going to give you a solo bop with me and Chauncey. This is Chauncey. I hope you all enjoy. My name is Tonina, and I am an artist living in St. Louis, Missouri. I am a band leader, songwriter, and musician. So I'm from a very musical family. So my father was a drummer and a bassist, and my uncle is a bluegrass artist here in St. Louis, and my other uncle was a jazz musician as well. And I was fortunate enough to go to a school that offered lessons, and we could choose our instrument in like second grade. So I chose the bass because I wanted to be like my dad and opposite of my sister because my sister played violin. So I chose the bass, and we've been together for like 14 years now. I don't feel like anybody should feel scared to talk on this shit, especially like white people. And like I don't think you should feel bad. You like honestly like it just like people don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like some people do know, and they work to keep this shit swept under the rug, in order to keep the group of marginalized people oppressed. But like you have to start. You have to start somewhere, and it's better that you start now than never doing it. Basically all sound is vibrations, right? And how fast how fast the waves go, and our vocal cords are vibrating against each other, and that's how we make sound and we produce sound. So if there's a larger string or a larger or longer vocal cords, that's going to be like that's going to produce a lower sound. And so I feel like the strings are so straightforward because visually I can see if I put my finger down here, it's going to make this sound because I'm manipulating the string length, and therefore I'm changing the vibrations of the string to produce a higher note. Yeah. But it's all super like fascinating, and it's really mind-boggling if you think about it too much. I am a mixed person, right? So my mom is white, and my dad was black, and my siblings are white. Like we have different dads, so we're half siblings, and they have a white dad, so they're full white, but they're my siblings, and I'm their only black sister. And so it's very hard when you see this shit constantly. And it's not just a current situation, and I like want people to stop saying like the current situation or like what's happening now. This shit has been going on forever. Ever since like Europeans colonized, countries, not just America. But I mean, my father was born in 1945 and was hosed when he came back from Vietnam. And my mom never faced any true like brutality from the police, but she did from people. But I feel like super connected to this shit just because like my grandparents were sharecroppers and their parents were slaves. So it's generational for us, right? The reason I do music is because of my uncle, primarily. My uncle was the drummer for Reba McEntire, who I love. And her whole band died in a plane crash in 1990 something, like before I was born. And so yeah, he was her drummer. And and that was in San Diego. And so my dad was in charge of the search and rescue, and my mom went out to the mountain to see where her brother died, and that's how my parents met. And so they named me after him. His name was Anthony Tony. So yeah, I'm his namesake. So like the reason why I do music is because of him, because he can no longer play in the physical space in this realm. So he's my main inspiration for continuing this path, continuing to be on this path. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just remember in college being like the only black girl in like my jazz bass class and feeling a certain way. Yeah. You know, and feeling like, yo, my people created this shit. I shouldn't be the one feeling, you know, isolated. You know, so, and I've also gotten, you know, comments. It's like, the only reason why you got a full ride is because you're black and you're a woman, you know? It's like, you know, so like, I feel like other people and other white male musicians primarily have treated me poorly, and I haven't felt welcome in certain spaces, or, you know, even to this day when I go in for sound check and they want to explain to me where the fucking DI box goes or where my fucking 1/4 inch goes. I'm like, I think I know this shit. I was always trained to be a stage musician or a stage performer because I was classically trained and I was a symphonic bassist. So I would never really been scared of the stage, especially because like I was around the group of people, like a whole orchestra full of like 90 plus people. So, you know, I was playing, you know, old dead white guys music for years, you know, until I was in high school. And then I think when I was in high school, I was like, you know, it would be my dream to play in a symphony. But I have so much I want to say, you know, and I can't really express myself in Tchaikovsky's notes. I can just make my own notes. And I had to choose whether or not, you know, going into college I was going to, you know, be in a symphony and wanted to go that route, or be in a band and go that route. The songwriting process wasn't hard. It was just finding and trusting people to play my songs with me and to bring them to life. And it wasn't until I moved back home here to St. Louis after I graduated that I found that. And I learned how to be a band leader and, you know, collaborate with people. So that was really interesting and fun. No, and that's good. Yeah. And it's very good. And like I've been having these same conversations like with my mom, who is, you know, she lived her life differently than my dad lived his life, and she's still learning as a 69-year-old white woman. You know, and so it's a process, and I appreciate you guys asking like the important questions, because like you have to start somewhere, and it's very overwhelming for everybody involved, especially like Americans, where we have zero leadership from the people in power. So, you know, you need to do all this shit on your own and, you know, do the work. I feel like the more you're educated on like our history and not living by the history that we're taught in high school, like the U.S. history, I feel like you're going to do better. That's a great place to start. But, you know, like, I've gotten discriminated. You know, every single black person has been discriminated against. It's just about educating and empathy and surrounding yourself like with genuine non-white people, like developing genuine non-white connections, you know, and friendships, and you know, doing your part.
Making you happy now. Do my best. Do my best. Do my best. Thank you guys so much. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Thank you guys so much for being here with us. We greatly appreciate it. And we look forward to having another show in real life. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And until next time, bye.